Hello everyone, welcome to the session. Namaste. My name is Somajit Goswami. I'm the founder of Competition Crusade Classes, and by the title and the thumbnail, you must have figured out that today we are going to talk about a typical, philosophy book. Uh, you can also call it a primer on Western philosophy. It's a very interesting book. It's not a very thick book. It's a very small, slim book. I mean, comparatively small. You can buy the book. You can read the book. This session is going to tell you why you should read it. So there are two agendas behind me making. One is, of course, the enhancement of your critical reading aspects. So this is for improving critical reading. This is the number one agenda. And number two agenda is a familiarity with Western philosophy. So a bit of familiarity will. And why do I need to have a familiarity with Western philosophy? Not particularly because mock test throw questions around reading comprehension from that area. And please do not forget that we are doing all this reading business and everything not as a leisurely activity. We are targeting. We are thinking about a reading comprehension section at the back of our head. Okay, so if you always have the end goal fixed, if you always know what is the end goal, everything that we do will make sense. Otherwise, this is all will go haywired here and there. So this is the only book, perhaps. I mean, you can go and find some other books also, but this is the only book that you can find. That is interesting for Western philosophy, and a very simple tone book. The ideas, of course, discuss everything about the Western philosophy, not in details. Obviously, this is a 300 pages, kind of a 300 or so pages book. So it will not cover everything in details, but what it can do for you is that it can give you the ideas that, okay, what is this? So what exactly did Socrates said? What is the interpretation of Plato? What are the interpretation of some other philosophers, for example, like Kant, for example. So not taking names and making it boring, this is the agenda of that book. Now let me go and tell you what is about this book. Now obviously, like any book that we study, like even our textbooks for that matter, this book will have some 350 or so pages, and some, if you just count, some 15 to 18 chapters. Okay, now even if you cover this much, your task will be done. Okay, I have just made a, you can say, a brief summary kind of a thing. Although the Garden of Eden, Top Hat, and the Myth, these are not this is not just one chapter. There's separate chapters, but I have just clubbed them because the ideas in the first part all the way till the myths, this thing is pretty much the same. So you can do that for the for everything. So in that way you can actually divide the entire book into 2 parts or 3 parts depending upon your preferred area of interest. Now let me tell you something about what is my role going to be in all of this process. You are supposed to read the book. I will come and give my interpretation of these particular areas. Okay, so that is why I have already created a summary and an analysis, this thing, you can say a table in which the chapter names are given, and I will come every week or so and I will give you the summary of that particular chapter. So for example, if this week you're not very keen on to read, so maybe if you see my video and you find, okay, so this person is already giving the summary or he is giving some sort of an analysis, so why not let's give read the book, see his videos also, like and subscribe his videos also. One more important thing, I will not just limit myself to the summary and the analysis. I'll add some my points to it. Not very much, but some of my points. Critical reading improves when you read something which is difficult. Okay, difficult in the literary terms, not really difficult, like it should not be a research scholar, but something that has heavy ideas, and you should be able to interpret those ideas clearly. And this is, I am telling you, this is the primer. This is where you start your journey from. Okay, having said that, let me take you now to how the book will look. So it is available, I think, around Amazon, in Amazon, Flipkart, whatever, you can buy this book. So it is available for somewhere around rupees 300 or so. If you want to buy it, you can buy it. This is a PDF version of it, so I prefer to read from PDF. So this is a PDF version, so I like to read it from in this format. Okay, and you can see the PDF has somewhere around 304 pages, which means that every day if you read around 5 pages, you should be able to, you know, finish it in decent amount of time. Okay, I can tell you that you will not be reading 5 pages, you will be reading more than 5 pages, maybe 20 pages, 30 pages, depending on that. So if 30 pages, 10 days, this book is over. Okay, and it is not that heavy. As I have just mentioned, this is not a scholarly book on philosophy. This is a story, this is a novel. So the story will obviously teach you something about philosophy, but in a more interesting or a more intrusive, inclusive way. Okay, it will not really irritate or frustrate you that much. Can I upload the PDF somewhere? I will try to do that in the Telegram group. If you are in the Telegram group, great. If not, you can always Google and find these things. These PDFs are available everywhere, so this is not something that, you know, you should worry about. What you should be worrying about is that now you should start reading this book, and you wait for my analysis of this first part. I have just mentioned Garden of Eden, Top Hat, and The Myth. So these 3 chapters, I will come make a video. I'll give some summaries of that, I'll make some analysis, and I'll come with that. So with that, let us start reading the book. Now it's your time. Thank you.